Well, today I'm making a short video about the exit door in the blacksmith shop. I've gotten my floor all leveled up. This is going to be a short video. It's not going to be very long, but I just kind of wanted to show you some of the progress that I made. And as you can see, my floor is all leveled up now. Boy, it was a lot of hard work. There's the vise that Jenny bought me recently. Not the vise, excuse me, the anvil. And she did buy me a vise, though, too. That's kind of cool. But I've been working hard in here, and here's that wonderful vise that I talked about. It's a leg vise. It's kind of cool. But I also wanted to show you a whole bunch of the stuff that you've probably seen before if you looked at any of my other videos. But I found all kinds of interesting artifacts from outside the shop, inside the shop, and I just kind of wanted to focus in on those for a minute too. I consider these artifacts from mostly the 1800s. They've been down under the soil for a long time, rusting away. And of course, I've been discovering them once I dug up the dump in the back of the building. And also I've kicked some up in the shop, just walking around. One day in here I was walking around and my toe caught an old horseshoe that just kind of popped up out of the dirt. I'd say a third of the shop maybe is dirt floor, and the rest of it is wood framing, which I've been working so hard on. But anyway, this is some of the objects that I found. I thought you might find it interesting. I find it interesting anyway. But just all kinds of things: horseshoes, metal, pipe, wire, parts of harnesses, horseshoes. Here's an old iron back here. It's kind of cool. Just things that got forgotten about. Here's an old pair of roller skates, it looks like, or some kind of thing. I don't know what it is. But odd shapes of metal. This is the little horseshoe that I found just walking around one day in here. And I thought you might enjoy seeing some of these objects. Kind of interesting old stuff. And what I did was I took some of the parts from this table and I helped to rebuild the old door that's on the north side of the building toward the Missouri River. It hadn't been open in years and years. The gentleman that had the place before me, he repaired classic cars in this building, and he wanted to be safe, so he had a he had 2x4s over the door, all nailed shut so that it couldn't open. But anyway, I took some of the scraps that I had on my table, and I moved them over here to where the door is. So we're going to walk over to that too, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. The old door is original. I can tell it's quite old, from the 1800s. They think the building was built between 1855 and 1865. Nobody's really for certain how old it is. It has an interesting iron bar across it here that you can see, which kept it from sagging so it wouldn't rub against the sill that was on down here before. And it's kind of a neat old door. Got a great patina to it. Looks very old. Likes lots of heat and smoke and fumes and all kinds of stuff. But this is the locking mechanism that I'm talking about, and the opening mechanism. What I've done here is I've discovered that when I took the 2x4s off, there was a bar. Well, it's kind of like a little sleeve here that's on the door. So this was on, and this little bar across here was on too. And I thought, well, that little sleeve probably had some kind of bar across it one time, which is this piece, and it probably fit into some kind of metal or something over here to maybe hold it shut. And so I found my metal pieces. I started putting it all together with old pieces from the soil, and it has this really snazzy, look at this snazzy lock mechanism that I have here. What it is an old nail that I just simply lift out of the pocket that I've drilled into the door frame. And what I can do then is I can just lift it up, pull it open, and it's kind of like a lever system, but it works pretty well. And of course, that's the outside of the building. And then when I close it up again, I can simply drop it back down into the pieces that I put together, get it down nice and tight, and then take my magic nail here, my lock mechanism. Boy, isn't it a fancy lock mechanism for it? And I simply put it in the pocket, and now it will not open. In fact, it hardly wiggles. It's just so tight and so nice. So it's in there to stay. But anyway, I thought I'd show you that. I thought it was kind of an interesting little piece. It turned out quite quite well. I'm real happy with it. But anyway, I've got the old door now. So it opens again and get some fresh air in here. I'm hoping to put a vent fan in someday so it's not so hot in the building, but I thought you might see the partial restoration of this old door from the 1800s. So there you go.